From the Dignitas, we were just victorious in their last game over Cruse, and as we saw in that clip, Kiwi Kid was ripping it up on Aatrox right there. Why did you decide to go with Aatrox for the second game in a row after his disappointing performance yesterday?
Well, based on the performance yesterday, we really didn't take that game as a measurement of our picks, since after rewatching the game last night, we saw what happened in the game, and it really wasn't due to picks and bans, especially it was more so the dive bottom in which they killed us in the beginning and that snowballed the game, which is similar to what happened today in the match against CLG. But we think just Aatrox is a very strong champion, but you really do need to put a team around him, sort of a niche pick that you can pick against certain champions and not against others.
So then what was lacking in the Aatrox game yesterday? Or was it just
no, it wasn't lacking at all. It was simply we misplayed.
Awesome stuff. And then earlier on in this game, just going all the way back to the picks and bans, you guys banned Zach, Jarvan 4, and Elise. What was your thought process behind those 3 bans?
Well, first of all, we saw that Cruse just played 2 games this week before us, and both games they ran the exact comp twice, which is Zach top, Jarvan jungle, Ori mid, Twitch, Nami bottom lane. So we're thinking we're not going to let this slide twice. I mean, obviously they're practicing this. They probably practiced it all week. It's a comfort pick. We want to get rid of what we think is the strongest part about this comp, which is the long-range initiate and the ability to CC champions by these really tough-to-kill front lines. So ban them both, and Elise, you have to just ban Elise. If you're letting Elise go, you're probably going to lose.
And then it ended up working out in your guys' favor. I think it surprised a lot of fans as well, because you guys have been very inconsistent right now, and your previous game today was almost another example of that. It was another slow performance, but you guys looked dominant in this last game.
Yeah.
What is it right now that's making you guys so inconsistent?
I mean, we get that question asked a lot, like, why are you inconsistent? What's going on? You look like you can take on the world, and then suddenly you look worse than a team that's just formed. But no, I just don't think like we're getting into the track of things, and it seems like we're reaching every time a higher high, but a lower low. So instead of reaching like a plateau of being good, we just get way worse or way better. So until we actually pinpoint that down, because personally I can't really pinpoint it down and tell you this is why we're losing.
Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be inconsistent anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you, hey, our diet was horrible this week, and then we don't know.
And it is a really strange thing, because you guys have been the same core group of 5 since even the spring split.
Yeah.
What has changed, at least in your approach, in trying to figure out why you guys have been inconsistent, preparation from week to week?
We do a significant amount of replay analysis. Pretty much after every scrim that we have about an hour and a half up to 2 hours and even longer, just watching the replays and going through everything that went wrong and everything that went right. We just try to make sure that we know what we need to be doing, because we have a really good idea of how to play the game, but oftentimes we just like forget, or in the heat of the moment you're just thinking about other things and it just doesn't happen in the actual game. So we have a plan that we want to follow, and it's just about following it that makes us inconsistent.
Do you know why you guys aren't able to follow it from week to week?
Probably low memory, like small memory.
All right, and I mean, even the solo lanes that you're jungling for, you've heard other junglers talk about a lot of times the solo lanes are a reflection of the jungler, and if everyone's performing, the jungler would be doing better. Many people have been calling out either Kiwi Kid or Skara for having poor weeks. Kiwi Kid in particular does lead the LCS in deaths. Is there anything pointed out internally with those players to maybe ask for improvement or anything you're doing?
I actually don't think that they have been underperforming much. They pointed out, and I see it myself, as I'm the one that's underperforming. And I feel like it is my responsibility sometimes to actually allow them to snowball their lanes respectively, because my presence is a huge factor in how well they do in their lane. If I'm non-existent, they're most likely all going to lose their lane, and if I'm there and I'm ganking, I'm taking objectives, that's going to make them win the game. So I don't think it's the way that it's being portrayed, in which the lanes make the jungler better, but the jungler makes the lanes better.
Absolutely, and in that game, you made your lanes pretty solid with your Lee Sin play. He's actually your most played champion in the LCS, but he's banned out a lot. How do you have a backup plan if you can't get Lee Sin to still help your lanes?
I mean, the reason I like that champion so much is because it has so many possibilities, and a lot of times I can even formulate every single move that I can do at a certain time. So I'm always have to think, okay, what am I going to do now? How can I do this? What angle can I take this now? And there's just so many that it's always a continuing thought process behind playing the champion. Unlike playing Nunu. If you're playing Nunu, you think, all right, I'm blood boiling and I'm gonna ulti, and then
that's it.
So it's just a lot of fun. So being so mobile and no need for energy, you don't even need red buff for ganks. So you're completely rely on yourself. I love that about that champion.
And final question for you here. Having another week in the books, sitting at 9-11, needing to make a bit of a run at the end of the season, what do you guys do in the next week as you're preparing?
I think 9-11 simply means that our best record could be 16-11, so we're going to go for that. And I think just going to play a lot more. I was extremely disappointed with my performance in the game against CLG. So there's still a lot of areas that I need to practice a lot, because in the past I've had certain things that I wanted to improve, and then I focused on it and they've improved, and then some simply have not been improved because I haven't put focus on them. So I'm going to try to make those better.
All right, thank you very much for the interview, Crumbzz. Again, congratulations on finishing the week on a strong note, and best of luck to you in the rest of the season. We still have 2 more LCS games coming at you, and right now I'll send it over to Kobe.